Hi, I'm Mark Fauser. I was at Parkway Central in 1979 is when I graduated. I then went to the University of Missouri, and then I became a professional actor and writer. But it all started back at Parkway Central when I was the class clown. Yeah. And what was cool about Parkway Central for me is there was two really passionate teachers that said, okay, one was an English teacher named Edith Stivers, and she looked at me and said, okay, this guy, he can't spell. He's got terrible grammar, but he's creative. And she believed in me. And I think that's kind of the theme for me, is that everybody counts. The fact that she had a passion to try to guide me in a direction, just not go, oh, here's my paycheck, this guy's a clown, I really appreciate to this day. She guided me to the drama department where I met my second mentor, and that was, or actually she was my first mentor there, and that's Betty Pfaff. She was a drama teacher. And she was someone who really taught me the basics and the passion of acting. It wasn't just me going like John Travolta back then, picking up girls going, listen, I felt sorry for you. I thought I'd take you out on a date. She's going, okay, stop it. Let's get to the real nitty-gritty. And so I did that, and I thought, gosh darn, there was a play that we did. There were several plays I was in, but there was a talent show that we did where I was actually able to do summer nights. And I have a picture I'll show you right here. And that's me when I did summer nights. And it was right after that where I knew this is what I want to do for a living. And thank goodness to all my friends at Parkway Central who says, you got to do this, you got to do this. That meant the world to me, because when I took the challenge to go, I want to go out to Hollywood and climb that mountain, every time I got rejected, and boy, do I get rejected a lot, as does anybody in that profession, I always thought of the people that believed in me and how cool that was. So again, everybody counts. So it doesn't matter if you're a jock or a hood or whatever the categories are today. You got to look and try to find someone, because you never know who's going to excel from that place. When I was at Burt Reynolds Theater, there was a guy who was in a sound booth. He was a paraplegic, and he had some great creative ideas. And I thought, you know what? Nobody believes in this guy, but I do. And because I did, the guy believed in me, and he was the guy who hired me to later act on Sequest. He hired me for Quantum Leap. And that's kind of my point. If I had any advice to give to anybody, is don't count anybody out. Another example is you never know how you're going to make it in this profession. There is no trail up to the top. You have to make your own trail. I was a professional writer for the show Evening Shade. Remember in '79, I used to watch Burt Reynolds on the big screen, go, gosh, someday I want to do that. And lo and behold, I was one of his better friends, and still am to this day. And here I get to write for this guy. I mean, it was a dream come true. Again, I attribute that for a lot of my friends, not only at Parkway Central, but at the University of Missouri, who helped guide me, and those teachers. Then I left Hollywood, and I thought, this isn't working. Evening Shade got canceled, and Sequest got canceled, and I thought, I got a family. I'm going to go back to the Midwest and do something else. And the night before I left, I sold this movie, The Right to Remain Silent. And lo and behold, how did I do that? It was my wife's sister's gay lover in Colorado who was cleaning horse dung for a movie producer. So you never know what's going to count, where it's going to happen. Everybody counts. Never count anybody out. That person helped me get that movie, and it wound up winning a Cable Ace Award. Later, there was a country guy, who had a little twitch in his eye. Again, I didn't discount this guy. And he said he had an idea for a movie, and at the time he was a nobody. And I thought, well, I'm a nobody too, so I might as well try it. And I wrote this movie, and it was this movie, Waking Up in Reno, with Billy Bob Thornton, who was the guy with the twitch. And lo and behold, here I am writing for an Academy Award-winning writer and nominated actor, Billy Bob Thornton. Again, you never count out anybody. I get to act with Charlize Theron. Ooh, that was fun. And it's just really been a blessing that I've had this dream come true, and it all really started at Parkway Central. Who would have ever thought I would get to work with Jimmy Stewart and Burt Reynolds and Charlize Theron and Penelope Cruz. And another little story I'll leave you with is when I was at the University of Missouri, there was two other people that nobody really thought was going to do anything. And you encourage people. You encourage people in high school. The teachers need to do it. The students need to do it. And those two people I worked with on a skit, and they were Brad Pitt and Sheryl Crow, and they didn't do too bad for themselves either. So it has really been a neat, neat, neat thing that all started at Parkway Central, and I thank everybody there. I've made some great friends. My best friend's Rich Petrovsky, and his wife is Helen, who was my first love there. And it has really been, it's been unbelievable, and I thank you guys very much, and those teachers keep spreading that passion, because everybody counts. I made a lot of great friends at Parkway Central, and not only then, but I remain friends with them to this day. When we had the premiere of Waking Up in Reno in St. Louis, it was the greatest feeling in the world to have an auditorium filled with 150 people, mostly Parkway Central people, still supporting me. Awesome, awesome feeling. I thank them, and I always will. Help me get to that mountain. Woo!